Hello, my friends, and welcome to SWT English Learning. Today, I want to share with you one of the most powerful secrets for speaking English more naturally and more confidently. It's called the chunking method. Now, before we go deeper, let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to speak English, but your mind goes completely blank? Or maybe you know the words, but you can't put them together fast enough. That happens because you're trying to build every sentence piece by piece. And honestly, that takes too much time and too much energy. But here's the good news. You don't need to do that. Instead, you can use chunks. So what are chunks? Think of them as ready-made building blocks of English. Instead of struggling to create a sentence from scratch, you take these little blocks and connect them, and suddenly speaking becomes easier, faster, and much more natural. For example, instead of slowly saying, "How is it going?" you can just say, "How's it going?" One smooth unit. That's a chunk. Another one, "No problem," or "I don't think so," or even "See you later." These are expressions people use every single day without even thinking. The best way to imagine this is like Lego. Each block is a phrase, and when you put them together, you can build amazing conversations. Now, let's try a few together. I'll say it, and you can repeat after me. How's it going? That makes sense. Long time no see. Did you feel how smooth that was? You didn't have to worry about grammar rules or translating word by word. You just said it. And that's why this method is so powerful.
When you learn chunks, you're not only memorizing words, you're memorizing complete ideas. And when you use them, you sound natural, confident, and fluent. Let's think about why chunking works so well. When you speak word by word, your brain is under pressure. You're trying to pick the right vocabulary, fix the grammar, and organize the sentence all at the same time. That makes you pause, hesitate, or even freeze. But when you use chunks, the pressure disappears. Your brain doesn't have to invent sentences. It simply recalls ready-made expressions. That means you can focus on communicating instead of worrying about mistakes. And here's something very interesting. This is exactly how native speakers talk. They don't stop to plan sentences word by word. They just use familiar expressions they've heard a million times before. That's why their speech sounds smooth and natural. So, if you want to sound more like them, you need to train your brain to think in chunks. And the more chunks you know, the more fluent you'll become. Let's practice with a few more. I'm on my way. Let's keep in touch. That's not the point. I'll get back to you. Each of these is a complete thought. Notice how you don't need to stop and analyze the grammar. You already know what it means and when to use it. That's the beauty of chunking. It saves you time, it saves you energy, and most importantly, it makes your English sound real.
So now the big question is, how do you actually learn chunks and make them a natural part of your English? Let's go step by step. Step 1. Listen with attention. Chunks are everywhere. Movies, podcasts, songs, conversations. When you hear English, don't just focus on single words. Pay attention to short phrases that keep repeating. For example, you'll often hear, "I'll let you know." "I'm not sure." "Sounds good." These little phrases are gold. Your job is to notice them. Step 2. Write them down. Don't trust your memory. Grab your phone or a small notebook and write the chunk exactly as you heard it. If possible, also write the situation. Was the speaker happy, serious, friendly? This helps you understand not only the words, but also the feeling behind them. Step 3. Speak them out loud. This is the most important step. Don't just read the phrase in your head. Say it, again and again. When you speak, your tongue, your lips, your whole mouth learn the rhythm. Soon, the phrase will roll off your tongue without thinking. For example, try saying, "I'm on it." "No worries." That makes sense. Say them with real emotion, just like you'd use them in a conversation. Step 4. Review and repeat. Learning chunks is like growing plants. You can't water them once and expect them to last forever. You need to revisit them regularly. Every few days, look at your list, read them aloud, and use them in short sentences. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference.
And remember, you don't need to collect hundreds of chunks at once. Start small, just 2 or 3 per day. Over a month, that's almost 100 natural English expressions. Imagine how much more fluent you'll sound with that. Here are a few more useful chunks you can add to your collection. I'll think about it. I appreciate that. I can't wait. It's up to you. That's a good point. Each one of these is short, simple, but extremely powerful in conversation. Now, let me give you a quick tip. When you practice chunks, try to connect them to real-life situations. For example, if someone invites you to dinner but you're not sure yet, you can say, "I'll think about it." If your friend helps you, you can say, "I appreciate that." If you're excited for the weekend, you can say, "I can't wait." By linking chunks to real moments, you'll remember them much faster and use them more naturally. Another secret is to combine chunks together. For example, "That makes sense. I'll think about it." "No worries. I'm on it." "Sounds good. Let's keep in touch." This way, you're not only learning single expressions, you're building complete, fluent responses. The more you do this, the more you'll start thinking in English instead of translating from your native language. And that's the real power of the chunking method. So, my friends, here's the bottom line. Stop building sentences word by word. Start collecting useful phrases. Practice them daily out loud. Use them in real situations. Do this consistently, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your English improves. You'll not only speak faster, you'll also sound more natural and confident. Thank you for spending this time with me here on SWT English Learning. Remember, every chunk you learn brings you one step closer to fluent English. Keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. I'll see you in the next lesson. Until then, take care and keep speaking English every single day.